here. Welcome back to today's Donkey Story Time. We have Milo and Ollie here with us, and we're ready to finish out the week with finishing up our story, actually, too. So we have for us today Eugenia Lincoln and the Unexpected Package. Remember, this is part of the series from Tales from Decawoo Drive. So if you've enjoyed this, there are plenty more where this came from, and lots more actually written by the author, too. Kate DiCamillo is a really famous children's author, so if you enjoyed this story, there's definitely more where that came from. So today, we left off with Eugenia heading right on out to the front door, holding her accordion, General Washington the cat following her out, and we had no idea what was going to happen next. So we'll dive right on into chapter 7 and see what comes to be with this horrible, terrible, wonderful accordion. Eugenia walked east in the direction of the rising sun, the accordion in her arms and her cat at her heels. The light of the world was gray. A low mist clung to the ground. Eugenia had no plan. Pause button. Eugenia Lincoln had no plan? Is that even possible? That doesn't quite match up with her character traits, does it? Something's about to happen. She only knew that the accordion must be disposed of somehow. In the trash, Ollie. She could put it in the trash. She could throw it in the river. She could bury it. It would have been helpful to sit down and make a list of all the options, but there was really no time for lists, was there? She had to keep moving. Soon Gaston would wake up, and then the chaos and the clapping and the talk of hearts and what they held would begin all over again. The accordion was awkward to carry. Also, it felt like it was getting heavier. Eugenia stopped. General Washington, the cat, stopped too. Meow, said the cat. Everything will be fine, said Eugenia. Order will be restored soon. She put the accordion strap over her neck, and the accordion immediately felt lighter, much more manageable. Eugenia walked on. General Washington stayed at her heels. The sun came up slowly, burning away the mists, and then it appeared in its entirety, whole and shining and glorious. Bah, said Eugenia to the sun. She continued marching east. She shaded her eyes with her hand. The question remained, what should she do with the accordion? And here's Eugenia, sun in her eyes, but moving right on ahead. She needs to get rid of this accordion somehow. Shall I burn it, bury it, throw it out to sea, said Eugenia. Meow, said General Washington in an approving kind of way. Eugenia, too, liked the way the words sounded. She said them louder. Shall I burn it, bury it, throw it out to sea? Truffles and butterflies and taxidermy and fleas indeed. She would set the world to rights. Burn it, bury it, throw it out to sea, Eugenia shouted. Where are you going, Eugenia Lincoln? Someone said. Eugenia stopped. She turned. She looked around her. The accordion let out a wheeze of surprise. Eugenia saw no one. Was she having an auditory hallucination right now? A sound that she cannot place. What's happening here? Had it come to that? Up here, said the voice. Eugenia turned. The accordion squeaked. I'm up in the tree, said the voice. Eugenia looked up and saw Stella, Frank's little sister, sitting in the branches of an elm tree. Stella Endicott, said Eugenia, what are you doing up in that tree? Thinking, said Stella. Trees help me think. Did trees ever help you think? What are you going to do with that, what are you going to do with that squeeze box? It's an accordion, said Eugenia. Sorry, I mixed up my characters for a second there. We're back. And here's Stella, up in the tree, right there, and Eugenia. And of course, General Washington. Can't forget the kitty. What are you going to do with that squeeze box, said Stella. Are you going to burn it, bury it, throw it out to sea? Eugenia felt her face getting warm. You shouldn't eavesdrop on people, she said. What does eavesdrop mean? It means to listen in on other people's conversations, said Eugenia. It's impolite. You shouldn't do it. You were shouting, said Stella. I couldn't not hear you. Nonetheless, said Eugenia, it's rude. Stella climbed down from the tree. She said, can I try the squeeze box before you burn it, bury it, throw it out to sea? It's an accordion, said Eugenia. Can I try it? I'm in a hurry, said Eugenia. I know, said Stella. You're always in a hurry, Eugenia Lincoln. Can I play it? Oh, for heaven's sake, said Eugenia. Please, said Stella. She stood on one leg. Eugenia noticed that the child was barefoot. Where are your shoes? Said Eugenia. I'm not sure, said Stella. She looked around in a vague manner. I think I left them somewhere, but it's fine. You don't need shoes for climbing trees or for thinking or for playing a squeeze box. It's an accordion, and you shouldn't be running around in your bare feet, said Eugenia. Why not? You'll catch a disease. You sound like Frank, said Stella. He worries all the time, too. Sometimes siblings know best, said Eugenia. I don't know what a sibling is, said Stella. Can I play the squeeze box? Oh, for heaven's sake, said Eugenia. Fine, but only for a minute. And here's Stella. Goody, 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 said Stella. She hopped up and down and held out her arms. Eugenia moved to lift the accordion from around her neck, and in doing so, brushed her fingers against the keys. A sound came forth. A sweet sound. An unexpected sound. Eugenia froze. Pretty, said Stella. Play more. And Eugenia did. Eugenia Lincoln closed her eyes. She squeezed the box and pushed the keys down and felt a song coming out of her. A song. How did her arms, her hands, her fingers know what to do? Somehow they did. Eugenia played and Stella clapped, and Eugenia's heart lifted up inside of her. It was the most marvelous, unexpected thing that had ever happened to her. It was mysterious. It was joyous. The sun shone down, the sky was bright in a brilliant blue. And here they are. Might that even be an almost happy and excited Eugenia? I don't know. Her scowl's going away a little. Eugenia Lincoln played the accordion, and when she stopped, Stella said, you can't burn it or bury it or throw it out to sea, Eugenia Lincoln. You have to play and play. She hopped from one foot to another. But can I try it now? Can I? Huh? Can I? Chapter 8. Eugenia and Stella walked back to the Lincoln sisters' house. General Washington followed. Eugenia Lincoln was stunned, amazed. She had never been so surprised before in her life. She was a born accordion player. Who could have known? Who could have imagined? Baby Lincoln was in the kitchen. She was frying an egg for Gaston Latrobe, who was sitting at the table reading the newspaper and laughing, ho, ho, ho. Coffee was percolating, brewing, getting ready. The fruitcake was gone from the table. The cards had been picked up from the floor. The dishes were clean and the kitchen was filled with light. Sister, said Baby, you have returned. And good morning to you, Stella. Good morning, Baby Lincoln, said Stella. I have discovered something, said Eugenia. Discoveries are excellent things, said Gaston. He put down the paper. I always celebrate discoveries. I have with me a card about the making of discoveries. One moment, please. I will give it to you. I don't need a card, said Eugenia. I have an announcement to make. Here she is. All gathered in the kitchen. The clean kitchen now, at least. I want a card, said Stella. Of course, a card for you, said Gaston. Only a moment, please. He stood and reached into his pocket and shuffled through his cards and handed one to Stella. Tiny miracles. Gaston will assist you in constructing a flea circus of your very own. Maybe not that one. Stella looked at the card. It says that you can make a circus out of fleas? Is that true? Yes, said Gaston. It is true. I've never seen a circus made out of fleas. Gaston Latrobe, proprietor of many tiny circuses, at your service, said Gaston. He lifted his mushroom from his head. He bowed to Stella. I have an announcement to make. said Eugenia. Can no one hear me? I don't know. You use your ears? Maybe with these big donkey ears. They could hear them then. I can hear you, said Gaston. I can hear you, sister, said Baby. Say it, said Stella. Eugenia cleared her throat. Give me a throat clearing, please. Are you ready? I have discovered, she said. But just at that moment, Frank came in the back door and Stella said, guess what, Frank? Eugenia Lincoln can play a song on the squeeze box. Really? Said Frank. Oh, sister, said Baby. She put her hand over her heart. Gaston said, but of course, we knew it all along. It was written in the stars. She was born to play the accordion. Eugenia felt annoyed. Nothing was written in the stars. Nothing was known all along. I will teach you what I know, said Gaston. I will teach you all the songs, and you will practice, and you will become a great and happy accordion player. The back door opened again, and Mrs. Watson entered, followed by the pig. Good morning to all, trilled Mrs. Watson. The pig oinked. Didn't people knock anymore? Everyone just waltzed right in the door and made themselves at home. Eugenia's happiness was evaporating. The world had not changed. Of course it had not changed. It was still the same chaotic, unpredictable, unorganized place. We will do great things together, said Gaston. We will work together. But first, the pig and I must go into the woods in search of truffles. And here's Gaston and all his big ideas. And Baby, so excited. Truffles, said Eugenia. Truffles, said Gaston. He put his fingers to his lips and kissed them. The mushroom of our dreams. Mercy will find them. We will go together in pursuit of the truffles, and when we return, the accordion lessons will commence. I am not pursuing truffles, said Eugenia. I want to go, said Stella. So do I, said Frank. Soon everyone was gone, and it was just Eugenia and General Washington and the accordion. Maybe not quite how she had expected that announcement to go. But now they're in search of truffles. Eugenia stood in the patch of sun. She put her face up to the light. What if it had been a mistake? A random occurrence? What if she couldn't play the accordion? She squeezed the box. She depressed the keys. And she felt the song again lifting her up. It was still there. Eugenia Lincoln stood in the kitchen and played music. Dust motes danced in the air. She was happy. It was the most astonishing thing. Little happy Eugenia. Now, that brings us to the end, and the end in this, much like an epilogue or after the credits in a movie, there's just a little more, but they don't name this an official chapter because this is what happens after the story is over. You've got that, Ollie, after the story's over. It's called a coda here. There it is. Let me read you that. Gaston taught Eugenia all the songs he knew, and Eugenia Lincoln played the accordion in the evening, and the people of Deckawoo Drive clapped and sang and tapped their toes. Sometimes they danced, but Eugenia did not care for dancing. Dancing was too chaotic, lamps got overturned, drinks got spilled, picture frames were knocked off center. Here's the scene. Please contain yourselves, she shouted over the music. Sometimes they contained themselves, and sometimes they didn't. One winter morning, months and months after the arrival of the unexpected package, Frank was sitting on the Lincoln sisters' couch, perusing the encyclopedia. He turned the page and encountered the letter J. He turned the page again, and a piece of paper fluttered out of the encyclopedia and fell to the ground. He bent to pick it up. It was an ad from the Blizz and Trap Schmucker Company. It said, "Great joy can be found in an accordion." Someone had underlined the word joy, and then in a shaky, hopeful hand, that someone had written, are you ready for this? Perhaps for sister? Question mark. Oh, said Frank. From the kitchen came the sound of the accordion music, a low, sweet tune. Miss Lincoln, said Frank, I've solved the mystery. The accordion music stopped. Eugenia came into the living room. Did you say something? She said. Never mind, said Frank. It doesn't matter. Very well, said Eugenia. She sat down in the chair across from Frank. What are you learning from the encyclopedia? She said. This and that, said Frank. Eugenia nodded. She began to play the accordion again, and outside the Lincoln sisters' house, it started to snow. Everything was perfect. And a happy ending for them. We'll give a clap for them. Woohoo! So we have now officially finished our story, and next week we'll dive right on into James and the Giant Peach. We'll get a chance to read a very different kind of story. Not quite as many silly twists, but definitely an action-packed story with lots of unexpected things to happen. I know it's a really imaginative book. For any of you who have not read it or seen the movie before, you're going to love it. So we'll check on in with that on Monday, but for now, I wish you a wonderful weekend. Keep up the great work in our Google Classroom. And don't forget that where it's the end of the week, we'd love to have you also go ahead and mark your choice boards as done. Go ahead and turn those in when you're finished. You can attach some of the work you did. I'd love to see your poems from the week, or even your finished books if you've now finished up all of your poetry. Next week, we're on to some new writing too. So keep up the great work, my friends. I love to see all of the activities you've been doing, so please continue sending me pictures and documents and even videos, all that you can. I love to see what you're up to and love to see you shine. Keep up the great work and continue to look for moments where you can show caring and kindness to one another. I'll see you all soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, guys.